So these trees come from Halliburton. Specifically, they come from a forest or a kind of series of forests called Halliburton Forest. There's a really interesting group that runs this site, Sustainably Oriented Forestry, and U of T's forestry department has had a long trajectory with them. And a few of us in the last couple of years within our architecture side, it's trying to deal with wood as something that comes from trees rather than something that comes from Home Depot. And so students that work with me try to seek kind of relationships to forests, relationship to practices of how we gather material. Some of these pieces were leftovers from that were then present with my studio group. One or two of them in the form that they're in the learning classroom are actually parts of student projects. So they've been looked at and loved and had a long history. The team that brought them to you got in touch, and it was a great kind of third or fourth use for some of the pieces. These trees are very young kind of beech trees. So American beech, they're kind of up to maybe about 150 millimeters in diameter. We targeted them because they're a kind of interesting species. They are currently suffering from a disease. The beech bark bug is going to kill many of these trees. So at a certain age, they'll become susceptible and many in this affected area will die. Here we've sort of helped to cut thinner trees before the point at which they become susceptible, which both preserves their value before they've passed, but also tries to actively help to restore the forest condition. If we can use smaller trees, we can keep older trees alive. Hopefully people know that they maybe aren't a perfect replacement for those living trees being present, but that they're a way of us kind of starting. They're a way to spend time kind of reflecting on trees and wood. In the city, most of us don't have that. So I think anything that we can bring in, even if it's not a full substitute, is beneficial and is ways to convince people that are city-based to go look at trees outside and then to look at forests outside the city. Hopefully they're a bit of fun that gets people thinking about what more they can do.